Today we're going to be looking at Tunisia versus the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And if you remember in 2021, it was Tunisia, I think at the quarterfinal stages that eliminated Nigeria. We meant to discuss that is Mustafa and Segodi.
Welcome. Yeah, Nigeria, like South Africa, Nigeria struggles against North African teams for some reason. I'll tell you why. This Tunisia team and these North African teams are tactically sound, and they know how to deal with Nigeria. They know how to structure their defense. They know how Nigeria plays. Nigeria is not a skilled team. We use power and speed, and for some reason they just match up well, especially since these teams have very good wingbacks. Tunisia is a fantastic team. The last game they played, superior. They held the ball well, used tactics, and sort of like what we saw with Ivory Coast yesterday, Tunisia will wear you down. And the first thing for Tunisia is tactics. It's going to be tactics, and this is going to be a very tight game against tomorrow with Nigeria, in which Nigeria is going to have to work very hard to break down their midfield. And I'm beginning to wonder that Tunisia is going to hold the ball a lot more. They're not aggressive. They don't score. They're not an explosive offensive team, but they will get some opportunities to score. But I see this game as being very tight, and Nigeria's going to have to work very hard to struggle. Nigeria has Lukman. We have Osimhen. So these guys are great. We have Iwobi, who's playing better. So we have skill, and we have what it takes to unlock Tunisia, but it's going to be a very hard-earned goal that Nigeria will have to get. I see Nigeria winning 1-0 or the game being a draw, or maybe even Tunisia winning 1-0. I think if Tunisia had a little bit more offensive firepower, they could score. And we know that they use the counterattack. So this game could go either way, 1-2-3. It could be a draw, or one of the other teams wins 1-0. But I'm going to give Nigeria the edge because right now their front three is one of the best in Africa as far as forwards. What do you think, Afolabi?
Yeah, I quite agree with us. Tunisia are going to be very solid in midfield and at the back. I don't think they would overcommit their players because over the years, they tend to show us a lot of respect, not because we are good as a team, but because we have quality players who can change the game at an instant. So I feel that Tunisia are going to be very, very, in fact, I see them double teaming the likes of Victor Osimhen. So what Nigeria would have to do in this game is to ask Osimhen to make runs to stretch the defense and create space for the others. Because you could see how they were wrapping their arms around Osimhen in the last game. It appeared they had been given clear instructions to follow him around. But then again...
Was that you mean the last game?
In the last game, yeah. So if this happens again, they should be able to create space for the likes of Chukwueze, the likes... I mean, you saw our first...
And this guy should be able to take advantage of that. That's what Lukman needs to... Sometimes he doesn't have a high football IQ. He's good. Some of Lukman's tactics, once you see that they're double teaming, he should be good enough to get himself open to get shots also.
Yeah. And I think if you look at his goal, if it wasn't that the goal entered, I'm sure Osimhen would have blamed him for not passing. So sometimes he has to take initiative by taking shots outside.
He looks like he's overweight because he was injured before. He's a little bit overweight.
Yeah, he looks overweight because he's usually quicker than that. And defensively too, I don't want us to play too high. If you see the goal we conceded, it was a high line. They just dropped the ball over our defense. It landed and it was tapped in. So I think Nigeria likes to play high because of the pace of Calvin Bassey. Calvin Bassey is very athletic, but we shouldn't take that for granted against a team like Tunisia because they are equally as fast.
We can use that against other teams, but not against Tunisia.
Well, not Tunisia, yeah, sure.
What are your thoughts, Segodi?
No, what I can say is these North African teams like your Tunisia, they have no match against the Super Eagles, to be honest. But the problem is with Nigerian team, everybody wants to receive the ball to leg and dribble people, show that they are superstars. I think if Osimhen can drop deep and pull out those center backs inside, and then let Lukman and Chukwueze receive the ball behind the defense, Tunisia has no chance against Nigeria because those guys can run.
But they have a history of doing well against Nigeria.
No, they score Nigeria through free kick. Their only chance is to get a free kick, get ahead and score. But if we go like pound for pound with the speed that Nigeria has.
Yeah, but what they'll do is they will organize themselves. Like Falabi said, they'll sit back and they'll position themselves to deal with that. Tunisia is probably maybe the best coached team in Africa or one of the best coached. So they'll use tactics. Because like you said, they can't go toe-to-toe with Nigeria. but they're very tricky. They'll use tactics and all kinds of schemes. They're very good technically. But I agree with you. But the problem is that Nigeria is another. You were talking about the same Nigeria team that struggled to beat Gabon. Struggled.
It's because it's because every player wants to receive the ball on the leg and dribble. Everybody wants to dribble. Everybody wants to. They don't want to stretch teams. If you look at a team that beat the African team that beat Tunisia during the last AFCON was Namibia. And then how did Namibia play Tunisia? They stretched them. They made them run. Those guys can't deal with running. They hate running. Yeah. They hate chasing. And if you have the speed of Lukman and the finishing of Lukman and Chikwueze running on the Tunisian defense, I'm telling you, Nigeria is not direct.
Lukman, he likes to do that stuff from the wing, but he's not direct as far as if he's in the midfield. He doesn't just explode and make runs. He's too, you know what I'm trying to say? He's too much on the periphery of Falaba. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's always too wide. Maybe he can't, is it that he can't drift or what? I don't know.
He can. I think somehow is the formation. The formation is set up to serve Osimhen because they are playing two strikers.
Yes.
The formation is set up to serve Osimhen. So even as a second striker, you are trying to find Osimhen. So, but what I feel is that Osimhen should make runs to stretch the defense and create space for Chukwueze and Lukman, and then the
those guys have to open. Also, those guys have to be able to use the space when they get it.
Yes, they should be able to use the space. Absolutely.
Because sometimes those guys are messing up, man. Sure. We know, Nigeria,
especially Lukman. Lukman has become very wasteful these days.
No, he's very, very wasteful. I see that Nigeria was using the diamond in the last match. What do you think about that formation, Afolabi?
Yeah, it's a good formation because it allows Ndidi to sit at the base of the diamond and protect the back four, and he did that very well. Even when the defender that scored the first goal for us, he was adventurous enough to go forward. You could see that Ndidi would drop into his defensive position and make sure that if we lose the ball, there's no... Yeah, so they were interchanging very well. He was sensing and intercepting. So I think it's a good formation.
Yeah, and Adam started in the last game, right?
Yeah, Adam started. Yeah, it was a good one too because he's an unknown quantity. They don't know him, so he just kept running at the defense. The only person they really know is Osimhen, and the man marked him in that game. They didn't give him enough.
He won't look good in that game, but we have to remember they were playing Tanzania. Now you're playing out here. So to me, the man to watch in this match for us to find out if he's really improved. He's still not mobile, but it seems like he's distributing the ball well, 2 assists. So let's see what Iwobi does, because without Iwobi's creative play, he might be the one to link these players. But like you said, if they start spreading out and stretching, if they spread out and stretch, Iwobi is a winger too. Even though he'll be a midfielder, if Osimhen stretches, Iwobi himself maybe find space to get the ball and create a chance for other guys to score. So that's
one thing Tunisia would not want to do is to allow the Nigerian players to get 1v1 because they know of our ability in those kind of situations. So, and that's what Nigeria should try and do. Get the ball to the wide areas, 1v1, dribble or cross. Basically, I think that's the best route to scoring against them.
Yeah. So I don't know what the score of this game is going to be. I'm going to say, I just don't know. Maybe Nigeria 1-0. That's my prediction. What are your predictions?
It's looking like a draw to me. It's looking like a draw.
I think it's going to be a draw. What are your thoughts? Yeah.
No, like, for example, I want to make this a comment about Iwobi. It's the first time I see Iwobi play so perfect. I was so impressed with him against Tanzania. He played very well. I think he was a great for Nigeria. For this game, I see Nigeria winning 2-0 because the only way Tunisia can score Nigeria is through a free kick.
Nigeria can win 3-0. That's how good.
But on their day, they can. But you never know what you're going to get.
They're playing a very well-coached team. I don't see them giving up, going down 2-0. But we'll see, though. Thank you anyway, Segodi. Thank you for being so optimistic for Nigeria.
No, I'm not making any Nigerian a favor or whatsoever. I'm judging the game according to what I see. Because Nigeria
but you have to look at the patterns. Nigeria doesn't dominate anymore in games.
Let me tell you something. Nigeria always plays to the level of the team they are playing. If they play Lesotho now, they'll play to the level of Lesotho. If they play Argentina, they play to the level of Argentina. That's their problem.
We'll see. But I won't be surprised if they score 2-0. But the problem is that if they do that, they're going to have to be mature and play properly because we know their potential. But it's just that Tunisia is a very defensive team. So for them to score against 2-0 in Tunisia in North Africa is going to be a difficult one. But it's possible.
The 2-1 can come.
Yeah. It's possible, yeah. So that starts to follow me.
Yeah, the dynamics of the game, if we score first and Tunisia have to abandon defending, then it now puts we put the Super Eagles in advantage because there will be spaces to find. But if Tunisia score against us first and we have to go after them, it might be more difficult for us and it will become ugly. That's the way I see it going.
Let's see what happens. All right, so this is fun. Once again, the dynamic trio. Tomorrow we'll be back to discuss aftermatch of South Africa versus Egypt, the match we've been waiting for.
Yeah,
that's the match we've been waiting for. 10 in the
that
morning.
One stresses me. The way our fans are so confident.
I'm not invested, yeah. But good luck to South Africa. You're stressed.
I think the Senegal-Congo game too will be very interesting.
I'm stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Senegal.
That's a big game tomorrow or Saturday.
I think that one is
right. Take us out, Falabi. We've become efficient with these shows.
Yeah, sure.
Very good.
Yeah, so it's been another very interesting AFCON series. We've been previewing the match between Tunisia and Nigeria, and from Mustafa, myself, and Sigodi. We'll be back again with our AFCON 2025 series. Bye for now.
Thank you.